Hey there, Barbara here, your favorite longtime professional home care personal support worker, union steward, and certified member and co-chair of a joint health and safety committee. I'm feeling decent right now. Pretty much the same as yesterday. Again, the cough is lingering a bit. I'm still congested and I'm still very tired. I'm here sitting on my bed relaxing because I overdid it today. I knew what I was doing. I knew where my limit was. I reached it. Well, maybe I stepped a toe beyond it and decided that was going to be it. I'm okay. I'm just worn out and I'm taking it easy now for the rest of the day. But when I was finished, I ate dinner, and as I do, I was watching the news. And in one particular report, I saw a spectre rear its ugly head. I've made videos about it before, but I'm going to do it again because it's a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and it pisses me off to no end. Why? Sorry. Why? Because so much harm is caused. So I'm going to get right into it. The thing that was brought up was by some high-up muckety-muck in the Republican Party saying there was a link between vaccines and autism. No, the hell there is not. But I'm going to get into the sordid story about how that came about. I've gone to the National Institute of Health, which is out of the state's website, and I have found the relevant article, and I've got it here to keep my thoughts straight. I will nutshell it as best I can. There was a doctor, Andrew Wakefield, and I do this because he has long since been stripped of his credentials. He and 12 of his colleagues published a case series in The Lancet, a medical journal, suggesting that the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, may predispose, well, they said there was a link to autism, nay, going as far as saying it causes autism. Now, it was a small sample size, only 12 subjects. It was uncontrolled, and the conclusions were speculative. But despite that, the paper was widely accepted and spread everywhere. And here's the worst part, MMR immunizations dropped. There were outbreaks all over. It was quite awful. Almost immediately afterward, there were other epidemiological studies conducted and published refuting that. Now, here's the thing. There is a link of sorts, but not what you'd think. The age at which the children receive the MMR vaccine is the same age at which symptoms of autism begin to present. They seem to have forgotten that correlation does not equal causation. But let's continue. What happened next was there was a short retraction of the interpretation of the original data by 10 of the 12 original colleagues. Quote, no causal link was established between MMR vaccine and autism as the data were insufficient. Then it was accompanied by an admission that Wakefield had failed to disclose a financial interest. You see, when this information went viral, the parents decided to sue the manufacturers of the vaccines. Wakefield was funded by lawyers who were engaged by the parents, so there were ethical violations. In February of 2010, The Lancet completely retracted the study of Wakefield et al., or that's just Latin for and others, admitting several elements were incorrect and the funding thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing was he was held guilty of ethical violations because they conducted invasive investigations on children without obtaining the necessary ethical clearance. However, it was a small anonymous paragraph. So the final episode was that Wakefield was found guilty of deliberate fraud. They picked and chose what they wanted to say. The British Medical Journal published a series of articles on the exposure, things he had done for financial gain, et cetera, et cetera. So the implications. So scientists and organizations spent a lot of time and money refuting those results. But there were a lot of measles outbreaks, especially around 2006 and 2009. So there was much harm caused because of that. But here's another thing about Wakefield. He did this thing. He even talked about it at some speech he gave, where he had a birthday party for his son, and he paid some of the children there money to give blood samples. There was no reason for that. He had also subjected children to procedures such as lumbar punctures. That's when they put a needle in your spine to grab your cerebrospinal fluid, barium meals, general anesthesia, and colonoscopies. And then the whole misleading with the previous thing, with the vaccine, the thing. He's a real piece of work, yet people believe him. It's just unbelievable for someone who's reasonably rational to try to get how people can buy into that. Well, I know part of the mechanism, but it's just when, see, it just gets me because of the harm that's done. Children who have gotten sick, children who have died. And it's bullshit. Don't pardon my English. It's bullshit. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the harm that's caused by such things. And I am going to use this platform to rail against the bullshit as much as I can and hope that I can turn at least one mind. Because if I can turn one mind, they can go on to turn other minds. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. I'd like you all to stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you on the flip side.